we are somehow cut off from the world. The must-have apps if you are planning to travel in China. Hi everyone, this is Ollie and welcome to another episode of my channel. If you have watched my previous videos, you know I have been sharing a lot of real China content. Today, we are diving into everything you need to know to prepare for your visit to China. Yeah, your visit to China. From navigating the streets to staying connected. China is a pretty special place. Unlike most countries, we have our own digital ecosystem. We use our own payment apps, our own version of Uber or Grab, our own navigation apps. So, in this video, I will break it into two parts. Part 1, what apps and tools we really use in daily life. Of course, with simple comparisons to international apps, so it's easy to understand. And Part 2, must-have apps that you, my friends, planning to come to China. Of course, I will show you some hidden features most foreigners never discover. So, please make sure to watch this video till the end.
Nice.
First part, let's talk about what apps and tools we Chinese people actually use in our daily life. We will start with the basics like clothing, food, housing, and transportation. For shopping and clothing, the three most popular apps are Taobao, Jingdong, and Pinduoduo. Yeah, these three. They are the most popular ones. These apps cover almost everything you need in day-to-day life. And honestly, if you can think of it, you can probably buy it on one of these apps, one of these. There are also some second-tier apps like Poison and VIP Shop. Yeah, these two. They focus more on clothing, fashion, and snacks. If you want to compare them to international apps, they are similar to Amazon, eBay, or Shopee, Lazada, Jumia. Yeah, Jumia is for some African countries. And of course, Shein for fashion items. Next, let's talk about food. And this is a big category. Of course, the shopping apps I mentioned earlier, just now, can also deliver groceries and ingredients. But in daily life, most Chinese people rely on instant grocery delivery apps. The ones I talked about in my previous video, where your order arrives in around 30 minutes. The biggest platforms are Hema Fresh, Dingdong Maicai, and the food delivery giants like Ele.me and Meituan Delivery. Yeah, all of these. Recently, new competitors like Jingdong Delivery have also become very popular. They all work in pretty much the same way. Fast delivery, fresh ingredients for competitors. If you want an international comparison, these apps are similar to Uber Eats or Pedidosja, which I used a lot when I lived in Chile and Peru. And when you want to eat out at a restaurant, we usually use Meituan and Dianping. These apps let you check restaurant ratings, see what's popular in your city, buy discounted meal deals, and leave reviews. It's a little similar to how Google Maps show restaurant ratings in some countries. But I'm not sure if there are some apps that offer those discount meal deal features. Maybe you can tell me in the comments. In the comments below. Another thing that seems quite unique to China is this one. Many global chains like KFC, McDonald's, or Starbucks, and so on, also have their own apps, and people use them all the time. You can skip the ordering machines in the store, place your order directly in the app, pick up your food in store, or ask for delivery, connect reward points, and sometimes get app-exclusive discounts. Now, let's talk about housing, which is of course one of the biggest parts of daily life in China. For local people, buying or renting a home is a major topic. And there are several big apps that almost everyone uses. Apps like Beike, Anjuke, or allow you to browse apartments, compare price, check neighborhoods, and contact agents. So you can find pretty much everything in one place. Another part of housing is where you stay when you travel. Hotels and guest houses. Yeah, right? In China, the apps we use the most are Trip, Fliggy, and Qunar. These are basically our versions of Booking and Agoda. You can search for hotels, compare price, read reviews, and book everything directly in the app. As for Airbnb-style apps, we also have them. For example, like Tujia and Xiaozhu, but they are not as influential or widely used as Airbnb. And honestly, because Trip and Fliggy also allow you to book guest houses and homestays, most people simply use those main platforms instead of a separate app. Then it's about transportation, which is another huge part of daily life in China. First, in the previous section, I mentioned Trip and Fliggy. Trip and Fliggy, right? Those two apps are also the most common platforms we use to book flight tickets, but they also offer many other services. You can book high-speed train tickets, car rentals, and even tickets for tourist attractions. However, when it comes to buying train tickets, especially high-speed rail, yeah, this one, high-speed rail, the most professional and reliable app is Railway 12306. This one. This is the official app operated by the Chinese Railway Bureau. So every ticket you schedule and seat selection is directly connected to the national system. For car rentals, we have two major platforms, Yihai Car Rental and Shenzhou Car Rental. These are our specialized rental service, similar to what you may know as Hairs or Avis. For daily rides, we use Didi, which is basically Chinese version of Uber. But here is another interesting thing. Many people nowadays also use Gaode map or as Amap to call a taxi. Yes, it's a professional map app just as Google Map, but with an extremely strong built-in ride-hailing feature. You search for your destination, tap call a ride, and it will connect you with different taxi or ride-hailing companies instantly. So, in daily life, both Didi and Amap are very popular. When you take metros or buses inside the city, most people simply use Alipay or WeChat. Both apps have built-in QR codes for metro and bus rides, so you don't need to download any separate transportation app. Yeah, later in this video, I will explain more about how powerful these two apps are, because they are truly the super apps of daily life in China. And of course, my favorite transportation option, shared bag. Yeah, shared bag. We do have apps like Hello Bag, but the most common way people use shared bags is actually through Alipay, WeChat, or Meituan. Using their mini programs, you just scan, unlock, write, and return. super easy. Finally, if you are thinking about buying a car, we have Autohome, which is the biggest platform for browsing all car models, comparing price, reading reviews, and checking official information. For second-hand cars, we often use Gaode used cars, which is a popular marketplace for buying and selling pre-owned vehicles. So, those are the main apps Chinese people use for clothing and shopping, food, housing, and transportation. But of course, life in China is much more than just the basic necessities. Yeah, earlier I mentioned the two most powerful apps in China, WeChat and Alipay. Trust me, these two apps are on another level. If I have to describe WeChat, it's basically WhatsApp, Facebook, PayPal, App Wallet, Line, email, and calendar, all combined into one single app. Chinese people use WeChat for literally everything: chatting and video calls, group chats, work communication, sending files, paying bills, shopping, scan QR code menus at restaurants, booking hotels, buying train tickets, using mini programs for almost any service you can imagine. It's not a chat app, it's your digital life in one app. And then we have Alipay, which is like Venmo, PayPal, Apple Pay, your bank app, all merged into one giant QR code. But not only like that, you use it everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Supermarkets, metro stations, hospitals. Yes, hospitals. We book appointments, register, pay medical bills, all through Alipay. Milk tea shops, street food stalls. So, with WeChat and Alipay, you can basically survive and actually thrive in China without cash, without speaking much Chinese, and without downloading 20 different apps. For social media and entertainment, we have a whole ecosystem of apps. Xiaohongshu, as REDNOTE, is similar to Instagram plus Facebook. People share daily life, travel tips, fashion inspirations, lifestyle advice. It's super popular for finding high-quality recommendations. Weibo, this is our version of Twitter. You can read the hottest news, trending topics, celebrity updates, real time. We usually listen to music on QQ Music, NetEase Cloud Music, similar to Spotify. Of course, Apple Music also works perfectly in China. For watching TV shows and movies, we have Tencent Video, Youku, iQIYI. Yeah, these three. These are similar to Netflix. For buying and selling second-hand items, we have an app called Xianyu. Yeah, this yellow one. It's like China's version of Facebook Marketplace or eBay for used goods. For searching, we use Baidu, which plays the same role as Google search. And for short videos, we use Douyin and Kuaishou. This is the Chinese version of TikTok. But of course, TikTok is a Chinese company. For long-form videos, we have Bilibili, similar to YouTube, especially popular among younger people. For film reviews and ranking, we use Baidu. Yeah, they are the same. Now, my friend, let's talk about the last category, tours. Yeah, tours. These are the apps Chinese people use all the time for reading, studying, editing photos, asking questions, and even AI tours. For reading, we have apps like WeChat Read, Tomato Novel, and 7Cats Novel. They are basically like Kindle, but with tons of free Chinese books and web novels. A lot of people use these apps on the subway or before bed. For studying, we have platforms like NetEase Cloud Classroom. They are the same company. And Baicizhan. You can think of this as a mix between Duolingo and Coursera. They offer language learning tools, professional courses, and a huge amount of free classes and lectures. So that's everything for today's video about what apps and tools people in China actually use in daily life. Because of our internet restrictions, China has developed its own complete online ecosystem. And that often makes people from other countries think we are somehow cut off from the world. Just because Chinese apps don't appear in your App Store rankings or on your social media. But actually, we are not cut off at all. Our Chinese online community is huge, active, and very strong. And recently, I have been seeing more and more international users join our platforms. People from all over the world writing in English, Spanish, French, and many other languages chatting with us. So, if you are curious about life in China, feel free to download some of these apps and give them a try. It's honestly one of the best ways to understand Chinese culture and the Chinese online world from the inside. Now, let's move on to the second part of today's video. And I believe this is the part that will be the most useful for you. Yeah, for you, my friend. It's about the must-have apps if you are planning to travel in China or even live here long-term. First on the must-have list, no surprise, are WeChat and Alipay. I won't repeat everything they can do. I mentioned it already. I do want to give you a real important reminder based on real experience. Many foreign friends come to China after reading online guides that say, just set up Alipay with your international bank card and you will be fine. Yeah, you will be fine for payment. So they only prepare Alipay. They don't download WeChat because they think WeChat is just for chatting. I don't have any friends in China, so I won't need it. But in my past years of helping foreign clients here, I can tell you, that plan does not work. We have seen many situations where foreign visitors cannot make payments through Alipay because Alipay's verification system is extremely strict. Sometimes the payment fails, sometimes the verification gets stuck, sometimes the card gets rejected with no clear reason. So here is my strong suggestion. Download both WeChat and Alipay. Connect your credit card to both apps. Treat them as two separate payment options because one of them failing is actually pretty common for foreigners. Even for us Chinese, we face this sometimes. And one more tip. Carry a small amount of cash for emergencies. Not much, just a little. Another thing I must mention is the mini program feature inside both apps. Apps like Didi for taxi, Gaode, Amap, Meituan delivery, delivery, all existed as mini programs inside WeChat and Alipay. This means you don't need to download extra apps. You don't need to create new accounts. You don't need additional verification. As long as your WeChat or Alipay is set up, you can directly open the mini program and start using their service immediately. Let's talk about hotels, flights, attraction tickets, and train tickets, high-speed train tickets. Honestly, if you download Trip, this one, the one app is enough for everything. You don't need 5 different apps. It's reliable, user-friendly, and has full English support. Now, for food recommendations, travel guides, and real local tips, I strongly recommend Xiaohongshu, also known as REDNOTE. With just this one app, you will find super detailed guides, step-by-step instructions, and lots of honest reviews from real people, real local people. It's very different from search engines or official tourism websites. For example, in my daily life, I use Xiaohongshu to discover new hiking trails or restaurants. Almost every time, the recommendation turned out great. Of course, when you are in a foreign country, maps are absolutely essential. You don't want to get lost, right? Gaode Map, also known as Amap, is the one app I truly recommend. As I mentioned earlier, its ride-hailing feature is also super strong. So, it's really an all-in-one navigation and transport app. So my friend, those 5 apps I have mentioned, WeChat, Alipay, Trip, Xiaohongshu, and Gaode Map, are essential for anyone traveling to or staying in China. Honestly, most people will recommend them too. Now, let's move on to some other must-have tour apps. First, Wise, a super handy app for sending and receiving money internationally without low fees. If you are coming from abroad, it's perfect for transferring money or paying in different currencies without too much hassle. Next, Translate Now AI Translator app. The reality is most Chinese people don't speak English, so having a good translator app is absolutely necessary. From my experience, it's super helpful for reading menus, understanding signs, or even chatting with locals. Honestly, it can make a huge difference in your travel experience and help you connect with people in ways you won't imagine. Then, let's talk about staying connected. By connected, I mean being able to use the apps from your home country while in China. Things like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Google, and so on. There are 2 main options. Option 1, use the original SIM card with international roaming. But not every country offers this. So, before you come, you can check with your mobile service provider. The best approach is usually to subscribe to your local data roaming package. It saves a lot of hassle. Option 2, get a Chinese SIM card after you arrive. If you go this route, you will also need a VPN to access apps and websites from your home country. For detailed guides on how to set up and use a VPN, you will probably want to check other guides online. A quick tip here. Whatever method you choose, make sure all your device, your phone, laptop, tablet, have the VPN installed and test it before you really need it. Trust me, my friend, it will save you a lot of frustration later. Last but not least, let's talk about something that has completely changed the way we travel. AI tours. AI tours. With the latest AI technology, whether it's ChatGPT, which might not work in China, of course, DeepSeek, or many other AI assistants, you can make your entire trip so much easier. AI can help you with everything. Planning your itinerary, finding the right apps, translating signs, menu, and communications, asking questions and getting instant answers, getting recommendations based on your interests. So, at this point, AI is basically a one-for-all travel companion. So my friend, if you are open to it, I can do another video about how to use AI tools to upgrade your travel and life experience in China. Are you guys interested in that topic? You can let me know in the comments below. In the comments below. For everything we talked about today, I have also organized it into a PDF, like this. I'll put the download link in the description section. Feel free to check it out if you are interested. I also included some Alipay and WeChat registration and usage guides. Hopefully, these resources can help you if you are planning to travel or live in China. Alright, my friends, that's all for today's video. That's all for today's video. A very long video for today. I've also put a written list for all of the recommendation apps in the description below. Description part. So you can catch them later. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to give it a like. A thumb up. Leave a comment and subscribe for more real life in China content. Until the next video, my friend. See you next time. I'm Ollie. Bye for now.